What's going on, everyone? This is ODC. It's me, and I'm back another action figure review. This is my review of the Star Wars Black Series X-Wing Pilot Asty. This is figure number 14 in the Star Wars action figure line, and pretty excited about having this. This is, I think, one of the very few other races that we get through Star Wars. I mean, we had Boss, and then we had, I guess you can't really consider IG-88, he's a droid. And then we had Greedo and Constable Zuvio, but that's, I mean, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Well, there's Yoda too. I'm sorry. So, I guess four. As far as I'm looking on my table, I can see. But it's pretty nice to get another race. Hopefully, we get more races throughout. But looking at this figure, he does come in this nice window box display. Your typical Black Series new style packaging in the black and red. I really like this packaging a lot. It kind of stands out to you, grabs your eye. He does include a blaster pistol and a helmet. And there's the picture of Asty right in the front. Looks good. And it says figure number 14 on the side there. And then on the back we have a quick little read-up. If you want to pause it and read it, you can as soon as this thing wants to. There we go. L.O. Asty is a skilled, if occasionally reckless, X-Wing starfighter pilot for the Resistance. So quick little read-up. I'm assuming that this was not trying to give away too much, since the movie was probably coming, still not out when this figure was made. So but let's not waste any more time. We'll get this figure out of packaging and we'll take a closer look at him. Okay, and we're back with Asty out of packaging, and I gotta say he looks pretty good. I really like the detail on him. I really like the face sculpt too. Just trying to get in close here with his face. I gotta say it looks really good. I love the paint shading going throughout the face. It's obviously a new race, and I probably have to look it up to know what it is, but this is a new race as far as I've seen through Star Wars. I don't think I've ever seen this race in anything having to do with the prequels or the original trilogy. So, well, it looks really good. He does come in his pilot suit here, which looks really cool. I'm pretty sure that the character, now, if I'm not mistaken, maybe this was something that they missed, or maybe this is just another one of them. But if you watch carefully in The Force Awakens, Asty actually gets shot down and dies when they're attacking Starkiller Base. Spoiler alert. I mean, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I don't know what else to tell you. Go see it. But spoilers, he does die in the movie when they're fighting on when they're trying to take down the Starkiller Base, and then at the very end, you actually, my phone's doing weird things. At the end, you actually see him standing with everyone else. Now, I'm not sure if it's just another one of this one of these type of beings race, if it's just like another character that looks just like him, but he is standing at the very end of the movie, towards the end of the movie, where they're all at the Resistance base, kind of congratulating and on a job well done or whatever, taking down the Starkiller Base. But he is standing there, and I noticed that, and I was like, wait a minute, is that a mistake, or is he still alive? Or, because I know he got shot down, his plane definitely blew up. So it's just a fun little thing to look for in the movie, a little inconsistency. But going back to the figure here, that was my little rant on the movie. I really like the sculpting. The sculpting on him looks really good. I love this flight suit. It's pretty much the same color as the Poe Dameron X-Wing pilot. It's not the same suit, though. It is a different sculpt, so you do have a brand new sculpt here. And I will bring in Poe just to show you guys. Okay, and as you can see here, they are totally different. It's a brand new body mold. As you can see, the collars are much more spread out on Asty as opposed to Poe. And then as you can see, the sculpts are much different on the side, and Asty is actually taller than Poe. So they are different. Even the down to the boots, they're sculpted different, and I think it looks really good. Okay, we'll get Poe out of there, and he does come with this helmet, and just slide right over his head, and I think it looks really cool. I'm really hoping that down the line we do get an X-wing vehicle. I mean, even if it doesn't come with a pilot, which I don't think it should. If we I just want the vehicle, I think, just so I could put either Asty or Poe in there. Maybe we could get a regular X-wing, or they could have some way where we can get Poe's X-wing. That would be fantastic, because Poe is such a cool character. He also does come with his blaster pistol, which is actually different than Poe's. It is actually painted different. It's almost like a bronze, as opposed to Poe's regular plain Jane silver. But it does have a silver tip, as opposed to the entire silver of Poe's here. So that's a nice little change they decided to do. I don't mind that at all. I think it looks really good, to be honest with you. But it just fit in his holster, and his holster is actually holstered straight on instead of pointing downward like Poe's. So that's a nice little difference to have for him. I think it looks really good. He does not come with extra hands like Poe did, unfortunately. But I mean, I guess you don't really need it, I suppose. I think he looks good with the gloves on. He does have 5 fingers. I'm actually wondering if this race actually does have 5 fingers, but I would say pretty much from the neck down, I should just say the head down, since he doesn't have much of a neck here. From the head down, if you were to just go like this, you would almost think that this is a humanoid. Almost think it's like a human being. But once you look at the head, you're like, oh, okay, that's someone else. Because he does have a very human-looking body, even down to the shoes. And the shoes are a brown color, where Poe's were black. But really good sculpt on this. I really like this figure a lot. The Black Series has just been knocking out of the park with the sculpt. Excuse me. The regulator looks really good. I love the really good crisp paint job on the regulator. Looks really good. I love this helmet. This might be my favorite helmet, to be honest with you. Here's the 2-pack with Poe. As you can see, it's much larger than Poe's. But I just love this checkerboard right here design. And you have all this it looks very retro 80s style helmet from like an 80s sci-fi movie. You know what I mean? Like maybe that late 70s, early 80s kind of like, just gives off that feel for me. I don't know why. I don't know how to explain it. It just looks very retro to me. I love it. Looks fantastic. I wish this guy was actually featured more. I mean, had a little bit more to do. I would have liked it if maybe he was Poe's best friend or something like that. I feel like there should have been something. I mean, we got to figure this guy, and he is in the movie, but then he ends up like dying and then living at the end. I don't know. I'm still confused about that, but the visor on here is a translucent yellow color, so you can actually see his eyes through the visor, which is really cool. There's one of his eyes right there, as you can see, if you can see, because his eyes do look forward. They're just kind of so that's pretty cool. I do like that. And he looks good with the helmet on or off. I might just keep him with the helmet on, or oh man, I don't know, maybe with the helmet off to display how he's that head sculpt. I really like this head sculpt a lot. It looks fantastic. Yeah, the gloves look really good. It's a nice, pretty consistent paint job throughout. I don't see any paint slop on mine at all, and I'm really looking for it. He does have his little cells, I want to say. Maybe they're like pistol cells to cool down his pistol while he's shooting. Cooling cells or some sort. His wrist is a little bit loose on mine. It just kind of bothers me a little bit. But he can't hold his pistol nicely in his hand. He does have a trigger finger, so no issues there. Yeah, his hand is a little bit jiggly right there. That right there. That over there. Pew, 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 pew. Pew. As far as his articulation goes, I'm sorry, his head does swivel, full 360 rotation. He does have a ball hinge joint, and he can look up pretty decently for the head sculpt. A little bit past eye level when he's looking down. Here's pretty much eye level right there, so not much, but just a little bit. His arms go up about that far. They do go down, full 360 rotation in the arm, a single bend at the elbow, which is less than 90 degrees. I would have liked it if they would have just, given us a higher sculpt point so we could really get a bend, but I mean, I guess he's a pilot, so I guess he doesn't have to go crazy, but still, that is piss poor. Full rotation at the wrist, and he does have a hinge which goes in and out. Shut up, phone. He doesn't really have an ab crunch. He does kind of have the diaphragm joint which does swivel and does pivot a little bit side to side, but doesn't really crunch forward. It crunches forward a little bit and back just a touch. It can do the splits. Legs go forward nicely, no problem there. He can swivel at the thigh, but it's hindered because of the hose connecting to the regulator, but he can do a full 360 on the other leg. He does have double jointed knees, and he does have an ankle hinge which goes forward and does go back, not so much, not the best range of motion there. And then he does have an ankle pivot, and then 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And I like that the sculpting continued on the bottom of the feet too. It looks good. But yeah, I mean, I really final thoughts, I would say, really, I do like this figure. I'm just glad that we finally got another race, because it's been a while. I mean, when was the last time Bosk was the last time we got a new race? Or Constable Zuvio, I guess, before that, or after him. So hopefully they pump out some more. I would love to see them. I mean, there's so many different characters that we could get. I would like to get that Imperial spy, that woman. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I do know it, but it's one of those instances where it's like on the tip of your tongue and you can't spit it out. You know what I mean? But as far as Asty is, I would definitely give him 2 thumbs up. I would definitely recommend this figure. I mean, even if you don't care about the character, it's still a really good figure. I like it. I would say points that are lacking are the range of motion on him. I would like more of an ab crunch, maybe a little bit more articulation or range of motion in the head looking down, and the elbow joints are just atrocious. But other than that, he's a really good figure. I do like him. No figure's perfect, obviously. You got to point out the flaws, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.